right. All right, how's everyone this evening? Hope everybody's good. Awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm going to start out with some questions for a few minutes, because I know that there were a lot of questions regarding the some of the documents that was submitted, some of the tax forms, things of that sort. So what I'd like to do is take a minute to make sure everyone's on the same page, and also we'll discuss some of the study material that you guys will need to expect, or you can actually get started on the American State National's page on their website. They have a lot of information regarding how all of this began, how we are able to discharge our debt, and also the remedy of not being, going back to being an American national, a living individual. They took that from us again when they did the birth certificate. So my main thing for this coming week is for everyone to kind of study those things from the beginning of where it all started. So this way, as you're going into your processes of practicing your 1099s, practicing doing your expense sheets, doing your tax forms, and anything else that we are going to be implementing, because one thing I want you to know that with this being a new industry, being a new company itself, you guys are part of the growth. You are part of the development. So what we're developing as a team, as a group, all of our input is what's creating the foundation for a future. Okay? Because when you start something this big and you build that foundation up, you want it to be solid, you want it to be sturdy, and you want it to be correct. So this is where the patience and understanding and cooperation and the compromising and the working together comes in, because you are the beginning of all of this. You are the foundation of all of this. You know, there are many people that have done this process and have been successful. Some people have done it, have not been successful, but I want us to be successful. And this is why the time is being taken to properly go through each step, to go through, maybe something may change a slight bit. What you have done is correct, but there's also improvements I am liking to make as I continue my research. So you haven't done anything wrong that's already been presented, but there's always going to be improvements. There's always going to be new information as research continues. So don't feel frustrated. Don't feel that you have gotten something wrong, because we're not going to put it out there if it's not going to work for you. Unless I come on and say, hey, don't use that, don't, change it. You have nothing to worry about. It's just, I am always implementing new information. Now, maybe next year, when you guys will be being trustees and on your own and teaching other people, that next group that comes in is probably going to be a lot smoother for them, because you are helping to build this new process and new foundation. So the next group of people may have it a little easier. I know it's been difficult. I know it's been frustrating. I know it's been, time consuming, but it's guaranteed to be worth it. I promise you. Okay. So what I'd like to do is just really take some time to hear you guys and find out what your needs are, what your concerns are, things that we need to, who can add, what can we add to the table I'm not a closed ear. I don't feel like I can come up with all the best things. Us as a group and as a team can always implement to assist in understanding a good method. We're developing the step by step, but sometimes every step doesn't fit everyone. So we're trying to make sure that everything is implemented for every person's situation, whether you're in the service, whether you are under Social Security, whether you're a business owner. There's always a difference in a situation. So we're trying to make sure that we cover all of those things. Okay. So let me start with Rhonda. You can unmute.
Hello.
Hello, how are you this evening? Well, evening
I'm
here for me.
great.
I'm
It's
good.
evening here for me too. I'm in Texas, so I'm like an hour different time from you.
All right.
Um, my question is because like you, I'm developing a step-by-step that I'm kind of typing up myself. So when I
Yes.
start to present this to people, it'll
Mm-hmm.
help them along the process because that's kind of like how I am. But my question is, now I forgot what my question is. On the form 8855,
Mm-hmm.
is there any place on there where we need to sign it?
No, let me pull that up
No?
right
Okay.
quick. That is for me as your trustee.
Okay.
That's where I am letting the IRS and the Treasury know that I am responsible for the transactions that go on with your trust account.
Okay. And so I prior to getting this information about practicing the 1099, I actually did one and it got approved. So
Good, good.
it was for a bill. It was a payoff. And so
Okay.
I did reach out to one of the mods and she told me that I could send a certified letter to the finance company and
Mm-hmm.
ask them to go ahead and process it. So I
Yes.
think I'm good with that. So I also did send in my information form for the documents.
Okay.
So when you say documents, I'm assuming that's the expatriation, repatriation,
Yes.
and
The status documents.
okay. Because I got the IRS form. So when am I able to go ahead and mail those in? Do I mail those in or
You mail
do
them
I
in
let you
and
know?
mail them
I
certified
mail
or
them in.
registered mail to make sure you
Okay,
get that green card back. That way you know that
got
they
it.
have them.
Well, I will take care of that too. Sweet.
All right.
But thank you
That's
for all your help and thank you for your patience and just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. You guys keep me going, believe me. You're my motivation to keep pushing because we gotta become free. Seriously. Okay. Yolanda.
Yes. How you doing, Miss Jackson?
I'm doing good.
I want to echo Rhonda. That's my sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate it. I can't express how much we appreciate it. But we do thank you for what you do and your team, everybody that works with you.
Thank you.
My question, well, actually, it's not really a question, it's a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the expense reports that we send in with our purchase, the
Yes.
1099A, the purchase part of
Yes.
it, on the form, it says that these are estimates. And so my suggestion, well, what I would like to do for myself personally is
Mm-hmm.
once I do get all the actual cost,
Mm-hmm.
can I send in a revision of
Yes, you
that
can.
spreadsheet
Yes, you
along
can.
with the receipts so that it matches what I actually spent?
Sure.
And
Exactly.
that way, if we were ever to get audited, everything would match up, perfectly, because I would have the expense sheet along with the receipts that match
Okay.
everything.
Now let's look at this also. Let's say that in your estimate, let's say we have a little extra funds in your estimate. Let's say that something, by the time, I would say, the way things are changing, the price may change a little bit. With the estimate, it's giving you some room because you're going to put a little extra. And when I say that, it's because $500, $600, $1,000 extra will cover any additional cost that may occur. We never truly know what's going to happen in a situation. Let's say you're building, let's say you're buying, let's say, whatever purchase, something could be possibly missed. But this way, you have those extra funds to cover anything that may happen. And the good thing is, in that purchase or in that situation of a transaction, we will have the actual expense. If it's a purchase of a home, we'll have the purchase agreement. If there is home insurance, if, whatever documentation, we're going to have it. So I would say, if you choose to do that, yes, please go ahead. But we're going to have the actual information once we do the transactions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I understand that, you're giving yourself a little leeway, but maybe with the extra money that you maybe didn't spend on furniture, that you forgot to put, an alarm system
Right,
estimate
right,
in there. So
right,
that's why I was saying you would have the original expense sheet showing the estimated
right.
amounts, but
Estimated
then
amount.
then you would have the actual revision of what you actually spent that money on. And as long
Right.
as it's related to the house and all of that, it should,
Well, see, what's going to
I'm
happen?
thinking,
Well, what's going to happen? See, that's my responsibility. So when I do those transactions of those purchases for you, I'll be gathering those receipts because I have to send you a statement at the end of the year, which is called a 3520A. And it's going to show every transaction that we did and how much it was. So you don't want to double up your, your documents when you don't have to, because that is my job to do that for you, to make sure everything is accurate and sent to you for your records also.
okay, so it doesn't matter if you forgot to put in a line item for something, as
Right,
long as
right.
you have the documentation
When
and
I
are
make the transaction, I'll have documentation and you will have all of that at the end of the year or quarterly. So it's going to be like doubling up because that's my job to make sure that's done.
gotcha. One other question.
Yes.
Let's say we do a 1099-A for the purchase of a home. Once you pull those funds,
Hmm.
after it's been approved and you pull those funds, do you now have to find a realtor who deals with 1099-As, or can you just go and pick out a house and say,
You pick
this
out
is
a
a
house.
cash transaction
See,
and
those
the
funds
money
will
will,
be, I'm sorry, the funds will be sitting in your account. So the
Mhm,
realtor will not, or the title company will not have to deal with that part. They're going to get the
gotcha.
actual transaction wired, the money, the funds wired to them. So that they
Gotcha.
don't have to deal with.
Great. Well, I, like my sister, when I watched your videos in the beginning, you encouraged us to go ahead and put in a couple of 1099s and, pay a bill. So I did do that as well. And
Okay.
I got them approved. So I'm just waiting
Yes.
on the next step.
Okay. Well, long as when you do the bills, and if you use their email address, I would say also print it off and send them a hard copy. But you also want to send them, follow up with a phone call to confirm that it's been received. If you, but I would say wait till you, again, send it certified mail. But you want to make sure that you have the 1040V, and you want to have the, you can submit the OID for them. Or you can tell them they're really supposed to do the OID. But what I find is that they definitely take their time in processing when they get the OID, even though the 1040A, they know what it is, especially mortgage companies, especially finance companies, because they use them, but they're kind of like how do you know about it kind of situation.
Okay.
So they take their time to process them, and you have to stay on top of them in order to make sure they're processing it. Just like dealing with my mortgage, they're finally, after several, I think it's been 3 or 4 months, they're finally finalizing it. And now I'm waiting on them to zero out the account and send the paid in full letter. But I had to
Gotcha.
stay on their head. I had to literally stay on their head every 15 days to make sure that they were doing it. And they were, yes, Ms. Jackson, we're getting it done. Yes, Ms. Can you send me confirmation? Well, we can't right now, it's in processing. So it was an excuse after excuse, but they're finally, okay, Ms. Jackson, we're finalizing it. We're preparing to zero out the account and send you the paid in full. You have to have documentation because they can tell you whatever. You confirm it. I sent an email of who I spoke to and confirming the conversation. So you have documentation to back up what you've talked about. So it's really your due diligence to stay on them when you do your own bill pays.
Gotcha. I did order some OIDs because
Okay.
I know you said that you were lacking in those. If I wanted to send you some of them, how do I send it?
Well, actually, I had a few people send me some. So right now I am good.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I'm hoping to get some hard copies of the A's. That's what I'm, because the OIDs are great. I got stacks of them, and thank you for all of you who sent them. I mean, I appreciate it. So I am able to also do the process hard copies for us, because I am also doing backing up, sending them in hard copies, because I want to make sure nothing gets lost in the sauce, you know. So they are getting your documents, hard copies, certified mail also. But I do have plenty of those, and I'm grateful. But I'm hoping to get some A's. I've ordered some a few times, so that's what I'm kind of getting those to cover some of the ones that weren't done online. There was a few of them that just to have them really, because the good thing about the A hard copies, when you become self-insured, that's what you carry in your vehicle. You can put 4 million, 5 million, and put self-insured on it. And that way, if you got into an accident or anything, you can actually give them the 1040V, the 1099A, and have them process it and give them a OID and say, hey, so we don't have to go to court. Here, you can take this. In a few months, you should be able to get the payment in full instead of us waiting 3 years for you to get paid through insurance, you know. And then if let's say I've already got funds still sitting in your trust account, that's the money to go ahead and say, hey, Ms. Jackson, go ahead. I had an accident. I need to cover this person's car. Their medical expenses, send them 150,000, whatever the case. We'll estimate what it would be, but that's part of being self-insured. So that's something we're going to be looking into later, and different ways to get out of the systems insurance, because it's really nothing but a setup.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. All right, Ashley.
Hi.
Hello.
I am a newbie, so I am actually trying to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to do. I have 5 children. So
Okay.
the baby deeds obviously are like a key thing for me, but I wasn't
Yes.
sure how to fill them out correctly.
Okay.
And then I spoke with my my county, and they informed me that I'd have to register each document for $25 a piece.
At the county?
That's what they told me, to register my documents. Or
To
record my documents. It was $25
Oh,
a piece. And I was like, that can't be right, because I have a lot of documents.
yeah.
And
You know what you can do? And here's a route that I took. I utilized it because it was available and it was organized. You can go to the America Unincorporated, okay? It's under American Nationals, but because it's American National doesn't mean you can't register your documents and have them recorded. You can get all of your documents recorded for $25.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So go to that website. It's called americaunincorporated.org, and you will pay $25 to submit all of your documents.
Okay, so it would like be through email
No,
or?
it's pretty much through email. So what you do is scan them into your system, or remember I mentioned the Adobe Scan app that you can
Yes.
do it right from your phone, makes it look like a fax or whatever. You can
Okay.
do it that way. And that's what I use to get my documents recorded, and it's on the land recording office. So governmental officials, whatever, the government can actually pull up your documents and see them. They
Okay.
are recorded that way, much cheaper.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And then my other question was because I attempted to I did fill out a 1099-A for my
Okay.
car.
Okay.
But I keep getting, I guess, the runaround because the department that I sent it to, they sent it back to me. And then I also requested for their headquarters. But apparently because they're such a big corporation, they don't have one place you can send it to, which is very.
It should be a payoff department.
Okay. I just got that information today. They just sent that to me today.
Yeah.
And I got my documents that I'm supposed to, I got the payoff amount, what they sent me, and apparently I'm supposed to do my contract as well.
Your contract?
Yeah, like, am I supposed to highlight where they violated my rights and send
You
it to
can.
them?
Yeah. And send what they call a conditional acceptance. Also send them the other forms for them to process. It's a 1040V, and you can do the they don't have to have the 8888 form because they're going to have it directed to their account anyway, but they're going to give you pushback. My credit union actually sent me my B copy, and I sent it back to the corporate office so they could process it, but they end up sending me an abandonment letter and stated that I had canceled the insurance or something. It was like an off the wall situation, even though the car is gone. I got rid of it recently, but they'll give you the runaround. See, that's part of the reason why we started assisting with the bill pay, because we'll get the funds and then just send it to them. And there's no runaround, because that way they're getting it. It's a done deal. They'll have.
So they don't already have it? Do they not already have the funds? Because from my understanding,
they have to process it. They have to send it in to the Treasury, wait for the Treasury to process it, to send them their funds. It's supposed to take 45 days, but it takes anywhere with them 4 to 6 months. And it depends on if they're actually following through. So that's why I say when you're doing stuff like that, you have to stay on their head. You have to follow up. You have to send like the conditional acceptance, because they've already accessed your trust even when you bought the vehicle and violated.
So is that different from the Truth in Lending Act?
No, you can use that.
Okay.
I mean, the conditional acceptance pretty much is a detail of what you did and how you did it, and you would put that inside of the conditional acceptance. And the conditional acceptance lets them know that since you are my fiduciary, since you already accessed my trust, you're my trustee, and you need to be beneficial to the trust and clear this debt. So pretty much that's what that would say. So I would say just follow up with them since you've already sent it. Make sure it's at the payoff department, and you tell them what they need to do.
Okay.
All right.
These are my questions. I had so many questions, and
That's
I just
okay.
I don't know. I didn't know where exactly to start. I was told that you have to authenticate your birth certificate before you can start any of this process.
Well, it's good to do that, because now you're letting them know you're no longer a minor. According to the government, If you don't authenticate your birth certificate, because the British Crown owns everything, the land, the people, you're their property.
Mhm.
And until you claim your birthright, you claim that you are an adult with that birth certificate authentication, you are not allowed to handle your own matters. You're considered a minor. So you want to let them know that you're an adult and you can handle your matters. So that's why it's very important to authenticate your birth certificate and claim ownership.
Okay, now, in doing so with the birth certificate, do I need, because my birth certificate says what it says, am I supposed to be submitting a ethnicity document with that to correct my?
It's good to do that, yes, especially us.
Yeah, that's why I was like, should I
Yeah.
do that first, or do they do?
You
does
can do it.
get
You
done
can do it
together?
simultaneously because you're going to send that to the Secretary of State. You're going to send it to the Secretary Social Security Office and the Attorney General. That's where the authenticity forms go to.
Now,
It comes with. It does come with directions of where you got to mail or fax them. So if you go on the website, which somebody said the website was acting up, I'm gonna have to go in there and check. But you go on there on the links and information or information and resources, and there's a link for the ethnicity form and documents that go with it.
Now, if one of my children is listed as a different ethnicity, the one that we're supposed to be under,
Mm-hmm.
but his birth certificate says what he's classified as,
Yeah.
how does that be? How can you fix that if it actually says with the Social Security Office that he is this, but his birth
Yeah.
certificate says that?
You claim what? Can't nobody tell you who you are, what you are. So you
Yeah.
choose. You make the decision, and you inform them.
Okay.
Okay. You tell them who you are and what your child is and who your child is, not what, but who. And see,
Understood.
this is why you do Indian and Caucasian, because that throws you out of the system. That puts you out of being categorized in a certain way. You know, not saying anything is wrong with my Caucasian brothers and sisters, but they look at us differently. They put us in a different category. They place us as profile. They profile, especially when we're driving. So this changes that.
Yes, yes, I've heard a couple of stories to where
Yeah.
their backstory has been wiped when they corrected their ethnicity.
Exactly. So we have to do things a little bit different, but it's to our benefit.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Very welcome. Okay, Britt. Am I saying that correctly? You can
You
unmute.
are. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good today.
That is good. I have a few questions. I might have to end up doing an actual like paying for a consultation with
Okay.
you because I don't want to take up all of your time.
All right. Yeah, we're
Okay.
trying to hold it to 2 minutes a person, because we have about, I think it's almost 100 people in here today.
Okay. Gotcha. That's definitely understandable. I paid the $25 fee for you all to like start on the documents for me.
Yes.
What else do I need to do? Because I paid it, then I'm like, I don't know if I need to send her anything or what else do I need
Yes.
to do?
Did you receive the email or the link to complete the 1099 information form? There's a
No.
form that was developed it's pretty much like a expense form, whether it's a purchase or even a bill pay, but it has all the information on it. So this way we know exactly what we need to do for you, and who we're sending it to, if it's a bill. So that is number one, is to make sure you have that 1099A information form completed, because we can't move without that.
Okay, I haven't received anything.
Okay.
I
Let
just
me,
received the receipt when I did it.
okay, you got the receipt. So what I will do, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get a piece of paper right quick.
Okay.
Actually, you know what, Brett? What I'd like you to do is make sure that you can you write down my direct email right quick?
Sure.
K Jackson, CEO
Mm-hmm.
at that long domain that I keep saying, I don't know why I did. KJ Private Advisory Investments.com. Email me there and just put in the subject line, please send 1099 info form.
Okay.
And that way, after we're done, I can go in there and make sure that you get that tonight so you can get that filled out. So we can get that back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. I do have another question. I have a friend who has a business and she has loans that are in her business name, but they are attached to her social. Would she be able to pay that off through a 1099 or no?
Yes, you can. So you just can't buy business stuff. You can't create a business with a 1099, but you can pay off debt. Any
Okay.
debt, even if it's business debt, because it is attached to the social.
Okay. Another thing, like to get a house, like once I make you my trustee and like you're ready to do the house, instead of like buying the house, because I don't really want to do the HOA. They treat us wrong when it comes to HOA. So I'd rather like buy my land and have my house built. Is that like doable when you do like the trust account?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
what you do is try to give yourself an idea of where you want to live, how much land you want that you can maintain.
Okay.
Keep it logical and reasonable with yourself of what you can handle. And you definitely want to research the expense of building right now because everything is up. So
Okay.
guesstimate, kind of Google price of wood, building material. You kind of want to, you may even call a contractor and get an idea of what it would cost to build a 3-5 bedroom or whatever you're looking to build. Get an idea, and that's what you're going to put on that expense form. But you also make sure you put, yard equipment, your pool boy expenses, whatever. If you're getting a swimming pool, if you're doing the furniture, the painting, everything, the interior. So you have to take a lot into consideration of your expenses. So make sure you put that into your expense sheet as you total everything.
Did I understand you right? You have to be the trustee of this?
If I'm getting the funds for you to distribute to the contractor to bill, yes. If you're trying to do it yourself, you do need a trustee to get those funds for you because you can't do it yourself because it would be considered trust fraud and it will cost you some time in jail.
Wait, so how do we get that? How do we submit that information, or what do we need to do for you to be able to do that?
Okay, I gotta go fix it, but there's a link on the homepage for the trustee agreement. That is my agreement that states that I'm your trustee, and also that 8855 form. That's letting the government know that I am your trustee.
Yeah.
Also that expense sheet is the important piece to the puzzle of saying how much that 1099 is going to be in box 4, which is the cost of the land, and box 2 is the cost of the material to build on that land.
How long does the process usually take if you're doing the purchasing a home?
We're still actually trying to get that timeline down. Some people have received funds in 4 months, some have received in 8 months. I'm actually working on some things right now to get that timeline extremely, extremely lower. I
Okay,
can't put
so
it out there right now because I don't want it to be said that I said something and I'm not 100%. So I'm not going to put it out there, but I am working on a shorter timeline.
okay, my last question. Where do you get the 1099? Because everywhere I've checked been sold out. I did see something you posted on YouTube where you were showing how to do it online. Is it available to do online?
Yes, yes. You want to go to either tax1099.com or you want to go to 1099online.com. Set up your account, put in your information, make sure you put in everything in correctly, and make sure that you go through some of the links that's in Telegram, and also it should be some information on the website to give you some more instructions. And there's a video that will give you instructions of how to go step by step to do that process.
Okay. Now I already sent you. Well, I have to send you the email once we're done. My question is, can I? Okay, so I know you're not supposed to do this multiple times a year, but in the next 2 months, I wanted to get a vehicle, but I wanted to get the process going and get the bills that I have now done. Is
Oh,
it
you can,
possible
yeah,
to?
you can do one house per year, one vehicle per year. Okay, so those are two
So you
different
can do it in
purchases.
multiple sections. You don't have to just pay everything all at once.
Um, what do you mean? Say that again. You talking about bills or you talking about purchases?
Okay. So for instance, I want to get a vehicle in the next 2 months.
Uh-huh.
And like I wanted to have it paid off with like the rest of my bills that I was gonna, do the 1099, but I
Yeah.
don't have the vehicle yet. Instead of just waiting on the trust thing, I was just gonna 1099 it out.
So I would say this. Do the 1099 for your land and the material to build, and then do the 1099. But when you do the one for the land, just put real property land build on the 1099 as the description. And for your vehicle, just put vehicle purchase. If you're not sure what kind of vehicle, if you don't know what year, just keep your options open so it doesn't have to be resubmitted. So if you do vehicle purchase, that keeps the door open for you.
Through a 1099, you can do a
Yes,
vehicle purchase in
yes,
advance.
yes, yes. I would say, I would say do do your expense sheet for covering any additional warranties, your oil changes for the year, your some new tires, winter tires if you need, a gas card, because we definitely need that. I want to be able to offer a gas card to each person that's doing that, where we are able to replenish that card every month just for your gas.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm sorry, but so if you're purchasing a car, if you already have a car and you're just charging off the debt, would it still be the same process? Would you include all of that, all of those expenses in the 1099 when you're charging off your debt?
When you're charging off, you just want to add 20% for some additional expenses, maybe for later for you. But when you're doing a purchase, it's totally separate. Debt and purchases are two different categories, so you don't want to mix those. You pay off that debt, but then you want to let's say you want to buy a new car, you can still use the old one as a trade-in. But the funds will be in your trust account to say, okay, Ms. Jackson, I've made my purchase. They're sending over the documents to you, and then I wire the funds for your new purchase.
Gotcha.
Understood.
Okay. All right. Let me get to Miss Sherry.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
Well, I don't even know what to start. Well, I mean, it's because I started back some years ago, and I actually did a filing. Don't get me wrong. I'm going out scratching my mind, but I think for 2017 and 2018, and nothing happened. No response, no anything.
Yeah, they're not going to respond. Because
For
if
a
they
long
respond to
time.
you, that means they agree with you and they don't want to agree with you.
Well, eventually they did, and like years later, like
Oh yeah.
so much time passed by. I was like, I ain't think about it no more.
Right, right.
I stopped going to meetings and just like this stuff don't work, just forget about it. And then like eventually, and I think I got a letter from them, like, basically a threat.
A threat.
I feel like it was a threat. And then I can't even remember what the letters are called, but the letters that they send out basically saying, if you do this, I'm gonna penalize you, basically, $5,000. And then this past winter, they did it again. I think it was for the 2018, but this time they actually did take $5,000 of the of my stimulus money.
Okay, who did this? The IRS?
Yes.
Okay, what did you send them years ago?
What did I send them?
Yeah.
Oh, I did a tax filing to charge off all of my debt. For my house, for all kinds of credit card bills and things that I had at that time, and whatever debts that I
She's so
had.
sweet.
Okay.
Let's start.
So
Sorry, she said, I was trying to do my life. But I said, I gotta help Miss. She said, let me tell you what happened to me. I meant to send that to the other admin. I ended up sending it to you.
wait. Who can you mute?
I wish she'd get her on platform.
Ramona, can you mute right quick? Okay. All right, Sherry. So you wrote off debt off 1099s and you never heard anything, no responses until years later.
OIDs, I sent in 1099.
Okay, you sent the OIDs in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where one was, you weren't supposed to do that. You're lucky they didn't come knock on your door.
Well, they didn't, so.
Yeah. You cannot, right? You can't send them, you can't do the OIDs yourself. You can send it to them to fill out, but you can't write those out.
Okay.
That's against trust law.
Okay.
Also, if they took anything from you, you should have been able to do a 1099 to get that money back at the end of the year for sure.
Well,
With an A and a C.
Well, that just happened this past winter. And then
why did they take your money though? Did they state why they took it? Did you owe taxes that weren't resolved?
No.
They just decided to take your money.
It has to do with that filing for either 17 or 18. And so
you still were filing taxes?
Well, like I said, when I did those returns, nothing happened with them, except for they basically gave me an opportunity to like not file them any. I guess because they weren't filed correctly. I don't know. So at that point, like I said, so much time had passed by. I threw my hands up. Just like, this stuff doesn't work. The people that I had been working with at that time, I don't know where they are. They scattered. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know where they are.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I ain't gonna never
And yeah, so it's just like, I just went back into the system and started doing what I know to do. I mean, I didn't know what to do.
Right. And that's understandable when you're stuck in a situation, because I literally, when I first tried to do my first remittance transfer to the light company, they took the first one, they took the first one, wrote off the bill, took the second one, but didn't return it or write off the bill. And then the third one, they sent it back and totaled the whole bill. So I was like, okay, let me figure this out. So I sent them a conditional acceptance. I did some other stuff, and finally they cleared everything. But it's you have to literally, you have to stand your ground. Even though you don't hear anything from them in the beginning, you still have to do your due diligence to make sure that everything is in place and
Hello?
everything is in order.
Hello, Miss
Ramona,
Jackson.
hold on one second, Ramona. Sherry's finishing up. Give me one moment.
And so I sent in
Yeah.
those letters to those CEOs, and they sent back threatening letters. And
Did you have your birth certificate in place? You had everything done?
all that stuff is done.
It's been done.
It's been
Okay.
done. All those things are done. I think I have
Wow.
my trust. I have my trust. Yeah. What do you call it? When you
The
have
living trust, revocable trust.
well, I have the social security number or whatever for your
The
trust.
EIN.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Did
have
you
all
utilize that? Were you using that?
I'm pretty sure. Don't get me to trying to quote. This too much has happened between now
Okay.
and then to say.
Okay.
I still have all the paperwork.
Okay.
I mean, I can look and see.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking. I'm sorry. I was kind of trying to pinpoint where maybe something went wrong,
Well, I know
because
I didn't have a trustee for sure.
yeah, because
Um,
that definitely can throw a lot of problems when you are trying to do things on your own, and you, especially when it comes to you were paying off your bills, but you weren't supposed to technically that OID is for the trustee to do, or for them to do, not you, because that can cause you a lot of problems. But
Another thing that I was trying to do also is my husband, I had to file a wrongful death suit because he went to the hospital to have a colonoscopy, and they overdosed him on the table and he died. And at that time I was studying all about the process and everything, and I actually captured the OID from the law office. I have it. And I was trying to, I mean, I know that at the time, I feel like I had enough information, but obviously I probably am missing some things. I probably just need to do a private consultation.
Yeah.
Because I have done a lot of the legwork already.
And you know what? So I don't believe in coincidence, but I was just talking to a friend of mine, actually my daughter's mother-in-law. Her father passed away the same way.
Okay.
And she just told me this recently.
A lot of people die from colonoscopies. They don't say anything. They make you sign these disclosures not to talk about it. But I'm always going to horn about it because it's such a normal procedure.
She just
sometimes
told me that.
Go home and they die.
Anesthesia.
They bleed out at home.
Wow.
Anyway,
okay. Well, you know what, Sherry, we might have to get some more time one-on-one, because I've definitely went past the 2 minutes trying to. No, it's not your fault, because I was enthused in understanding what was going on. But let me keep going, because I got a lot of hands up here. But we'll have to talk a little later, okay? I appreciate you. All right, Miss LaWanda.
Hello, Hi, Miss Jackson. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. I'm appearing on the screen as Toya Cunningham. I'm using somebody else's computer.
Hello?
Okay.
I have a question about the 8855 form.
Hold on, LaWanda. This is Toya. You LaWanda, on Toya's screen.
Yeah, I'm on her screen. I'm using her computer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. So the 8855, I noticed it had your signature on the bottom.
Yes.
So are we supposed to fill this out and send it to the top part? I already did one because on the actual 1099.com, there are PDF forms so you can insert what you need and print them. So I did that. So The address that is on our telegram is the one for Kansas City because I live in Lansing, Illinois, and that's where
Mm-hmm.
general regular income tax go. Am I
Yeah,
supposed to be sending it back to you or sending it off to
you
them?
send it to them. Yes. That's why I did the signature, so you can go ahead and get those forwarded, certified or registered mailed to them.
Okay, I got that part. So now this 56 form, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I inserted everything off the 1099.com website, but I have one question. On the second page,
Mm-hmm.
down at the bottom, part 3, where it says the Internal Revenue Service agents and adversary of the Department of Treasury, is that correct? Is that what we're supposed to be having?
You can leave that there or you can leave it blank.
Okay.
Either way.
No signature, and then it says the IRS Commission Secretary. That goes to the
Right.
Kansas
There's
City,
some,
Missouri.
if that information is down there for them, they're to sign that.
Okay, and does this go to Kansas City, Missouri as well?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So now one more thing. I
Mm-hmm.
did not, I don't remember. Rocket Mortgage. I mean
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Lawyer. I don't know why I keep saying Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Lawyer. What exactly am I supposed to be going on there to do? Because I didn't want to mess anything up. I want to wait until today to this Zoom so I can be correctly informed.
Okay, you're going to go on there and create a revocable trust. Okay. That is for me to present the first and last page to the bank when I am ready to make sure your funds are in your trust account. That's what they're requiring. So there is a template on the website that gives you an example, because you're not going to take all that time and fill out all that extra stuff. You're just going to put your information, KJ Private Advisory, and then you're going to make sure that that bottom page where it's asking for a value, you're going to make sure it's 0.
Okay.
Because the bank doesn't need to know how much money you're going to be establishing, because you don't want to have to do it every time you do a new transaction. So make sure it says 0.
Okay, I'm good about following directions.
Good,
So
good, good.
I'm just
All
so
right.
excited. So I have something else. Okay, so I stepped out on faith from the last Zoom because you told me I can't be scared.
You can't be scared.
And I submitted a 1099-A for my mortgage.
Okay.
Look. This how you got me prepared, Miss Jackson. I got my stuff. So now, this 1099-A, this is what I want to ask you. Online, on the 1099-A, I mean the 1099 online, I went on there and did it. The first part, I did it late at night. On the 7th, it said submitted. By the time I went in there, about a day and a half later, it said accepted.
Okay.
What am I looking for now? What am I looking for it to say, or are they?
So now you want to go to the print and you want to get the copy B that doesn't have the watermark across it. Right. And that's what you want to send forward. So you can make sure that they have that with the 1040V and let them know that they need to have the OID in order to process it to pay off and clear off and discharge the mortgage.
Okay,
but you have to make sure you speak to someone, get their name, everything else, and follow up every other week to make sure they're processing it.
So
and
this is what I did.
Email.
It's on there, it's on the computer, and I have also printed it out. So I'm supposed to take the 1040B form without the watermark, the 1040V form, and send it to
certified mail to the mortgage company for them to know that it's been accepted by the IRS, by the Treasury, and for them to process it. So you want to write a cover letter. This was sent on such and such day. This is for the payoff on the mortgage. This is, here's a continuation of the 1040V. You need to submit to the Treasury for the balance to be discharged, and also it wouldn't hurt to send them a C, And the good thing is that if they wanted to tax you, we actually present another 1099 to clear the taxes.
Okay.
I think that'll be actually, I've been,
40B, the
yeah,
10
discharge the debt.
So, okay, so that 1099A, we're gonna do that 1040B, and then the C as well?
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt to send them a C.
Okay, now
A
one
lot of
more
people didn't want
question.
to do the C because it come with taxes, but who cares? We're gonna take it out the trust anyway.
Okay, the balance on the mortgage was 80. I put 115.
Good, they'll reimburse you.
Now, this is another thing I have to say, because I text Ms. V,
Okay,
I
you
didn't
got,
want to be a,
you
I didn't
got
want
30
to be
more
a bug.
seconds.
I didn't want to be a bug. I was doing a permanent, a modification. They didn't even
Okay.
help me. So they sent me the paperwork and said I got 15 days to send it back to them through their FedEx mail. So do I continue with my 1099 process and still send that out? Because they want me to sign it, and they have the nerve to say sign in my all caps name as it appear on the mortgage.
Nope, sign it in your beneficiary name and send it back.
Okay, gotcha.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
And and also put UCC1/308 under your name when you send it.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna do this. Okay, thank you, Miss Jackson.
You're very welcome. All right, here you go.
Hello, Ms. Jackson. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, good.
I appreciate this class. I really do. I've done a couple 1099As, but I'm really not concerned with that at this point. I really want to work on correcting my status. I think that it's imperative. I did pay for the for you to do the forms for me. My question is, I have a granddaughter that is under my care because my daughter is still a minor.
Okay.
Can I do a baby deed for her as well?
Yes,
Or
you
just my
can.
daughter? Okay.
Yes, you can.
Because I paid
Because
for
you,
2 baby deeds, but I didn't know because she's my granddaughter.
You can still do it for your granddaughter.
Okay.
Because
And
she's under your care and you are her, are you listed as her guardian or are you just taking care of your granddaughter?
yeah, I'm just taking care. Her mother is here in the home and everything, but
that's okay. Yeah,
she's
do
still
it.
my grandchild, and I don't want, I mean, I'm learning a lot. And I'm telling you, when I see you in the Telegram telling people it's a way of life,
it is.
It's a lot. I think that I'm fairly intelligent, but this is overwhelming.
It can be. Yes.
This is overwhelming. This is not something that you can just pick up and just know.
Exactly.
It's a lot of information.
That's why I'm like so adamant about this is not one of those groups that you just gonna come in and just do 1099s and you just gonna live forever rich and no. It's because you have to learn a new way of living in order to survive even after the 1099 transactions. How are you going to still finance yourself? How are you going to make good decisions? How are you going to have, help your heirs to have those opportunities? So
I'm a
it's not
political
just
science major. And they've not taught any of these things in my classes. Yeah. I'm supposed to take public policy next semester, and I want to see if they're going to mention anything about that. So all of the things that I'm learning about the UCC, none of that stuff was covered.
Right. And they don't want you to know that, even though it's available. They're not expecting you to actually go read.
Right. The note is actually money. So when we're saying do a 1099A, all the stuff that I've been reading, I understand that once we sign the application, they access our trust. And so now I'm the one that stamps the notes paid to the order of. So it's actually my boss is signing off on this as a check. And so it's just like, wow, I cannot believe these people are so wicked and like they've really done these things to us.
Oh yeah,
and this is everybody.
All they did was the British crown and the Roman crown was they found a way to enslave everybody.
Yes, and it's crazy. It's really crazy, but I'm so thankful that I found you because I was I had been watching Mr. Hauser's videos, and I had been watching some of the Jared videos, but no disrespect to them, you're just a lot more in depth, and I like that. Is you're, you know,
Thank you. Thank you.
so and I'm just thankful for this, and that's all I wanted to say. But I did know, like I said, I did pay for the
Yes.
paperwork. It's been over like it's been almost
Yeah.
almost 2 months.
And,
I know that
my
you've been busy.
apologies. You know what? I just hired someone to do the proofreading because I literally fell behind because I was doing so much other stuff, and I go in and do one and go in and do another one to proofread. I got people typing them out and they're on top of their job. I wasn't on top of my job.
I understand that you got a
So
lot going on.
I have a professional person that not only was a paralegal, but also used to work for the IRS, which is a plus, that is helping getting these done. So I do apologize to all of you that has paid for your documents and they have been behind. They have been typed up, but I didn't proofread them in a sufficient amount of time because I was too busy. My hands were over full, and I admit that. But I have delegated now that someone is kicking them out. So you will be getting them very soon.
Okay, so
You please add the, please email me to add the additional baby deed for you, okay? Just send that information in.
Okay, the last question that I have, in the Telegram group, you've been talking about the tax forms and the trust. Is that gonna be covered tonight?
Yes, we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes, actually, because we're already an hour in.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Jackson, I'm sorry, where can I email you? Because 2 little spaces on the whole packet you sent me, I had 2 small errors from the last Zoom we had. Where can I email you? Where can I email?
Go ahead and email, it's regarding the documents.
Yes, ma'am.
Email it to Learning to Be Free and put document correction information in caps in the subject line.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we go to the Telegram to request for assistance with the baby deeds?
Can I do what now?
How do we send that information or request the information for the baby deeds? Like if I would like your assistance, how do I do that?
To get the information for the baby deed or to give the information?
To give it.
To give it. Okay, email to the Learning to Be Free sovereign email at Gmail, and in the title put baby deed information and put that. Wait a minute, did you do the baby deed? You haven't done the baby deed stuff. You said you were new.
Yes.
You need to do the consultation form, which has, it includes that information where you put all the children's names, birth dates, and you know what? It even asks for the time of their birth, and nobody ever fills that part out.
Oh, I know the time of all my babies.
Yeah, put the children's time of their birth, because that baby deed is very detailed. It's taken the place of the birth certificate. And maybe I need to make sure that form has it, because I don't think when they made it asked for that. But that baby deed, you do the same information that's on that birth certificate, the time they were born, exactly where they were born, all of that. That's very, you're going to use that in place of that birth certificate.
Well, I don't need to request for a live birth. If my kids' birth certificates, even myself, for in Georgia, I don't know how it is in other states, but all of the information for both parents, the time that they were born and the time that it was recorded is all on our birth certificate. So
I mean, most of them are, but the baby deed takes the babies out of the system as you use it, as they continue to go to school, go to the doctor. You use that in place of the birth certificate, because every time you use that birth certificate, you're giving authorization for those to continue to access that bond that has been created on that birth certificate. That is a bond. Your children are wards of the state with those.
Okay, understood. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to front y'all.
All right. I got a couple more, and then we got to go into those forms. All right, Johnson, Stancil. There we go.
First of all, I want to say thank you for responding to me when I first reached out to you. It is appreciated. Awesome.
Oh, no
Awesome.
problem. No problem.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm not as fast as a lot of people on here. So I'm gonna keep mine real short and right to the point.
All right.
Okay. All right. I went to, I believe, fill out the information for you to become my trustee. But I read a bunch of stuff and I was like, oh my God. So do I need to reach out to the government to get an EIN number for that for you? That's my first question.
You need to go, you can either call the IRS to get an EIN for a trust, or you can
Okay.
actually go online to do the EIN for the trust. You just go pull up the irs.gov and it does the EIN application. They do business hours, after hours, I think it's 10 Eastern Standard Time, they shut the site down. But you can go right on there. And I just recently took snapshots of the site for each page of what you need to complete. So if you go to the website, no, it was in Telegram. I'm gonna put it on the website. I'm gonna actually do it tonight because I got to see what's going on with the website. You'll see the examples of each page and what you need to click on to do your EIN for your living trust. And you want to put your all caps name, living trust, and put living trust.
Okay, do I need to give it a name? Like, Bear
Living
Family
Trust.
I Love You Trust,
Your
whatever.
your full caps name, Living Trust.
Oh, that's it?
That
All
is the
caps
name. Yep, that's what you're naming your EIN for your living trust, because that information is going to be used to legitimately open your trust account. People don't, just like you do a business, you're supposed to have an EIN to open an account legitimately, and that's what that's for.
Okay,
So
it'll be
and
my
that
three
will be
names.
your account for the rest of your life or your family's
So-
lives.
All right, real quick, because I'm trying to get through this. Not trying to rush you, but I know other people are behind me.
Mhm.
So I have a first, middle, and last name. So it would be all three names, Living Trust in all capital letters,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, done on that. Okay, I currently live in Georgia, but I want to move to another state and get me a home, and I would get all that stuff that I need on a 1099-A, right? Everything for the home. I'm not going to go into detail, but everything, maintenance,
Everything you need.
electricity.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually have to call down there to get an estimate of how much the electricity, the pool maintenance, the whole 9 yards. And then I would put that estimate plus 20% on the paper.
Yes.
On the 1099.
Yes.
You made this real easy for me. You have no idea. Because I'm not, as MC Hammer says, I'm not going to touch this till I get ready to get to that state, and it's going to be on.
There you go. All right.
Thank you. I'm done.
You're very welcome. Keisha.
Hello, Miss Jackson.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Did you say Keisha or Lakeisha? Sorry.
Keisha Brown. You were next.
Hi. Okay. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Am I good?
There you go. There you go. I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Thank you for all the work you do. You're a godsend. Praying for you.
Thank you.
No, it ain't easy.
It's not.
So my question is, I have a couple. So you mentioned the 1040Bs, the 1099 no IDs. Do we need to have those physically have those copies, or would we be able to electronically do those forms, or do we have to do anything with those forms?
No, you send them electronically. I'm trying to do everything paperless. Now, what I'm doing on my end is I'm printing them off and sending everything out certified also, until I have this other relationship I'm building where they're going to send them in electronically and boom, it's corrected. But right now I'm doing my part of sending mail in. Your job is just to email. We are all paperless unless you have your own private file that you have at home. I don't want any mail. And you don't, unless you're doing your own bill pay. that's when you would send some certified letters to make sure that you're following up with them to process your 1099.
I'm a wait. They already late. They won't die.
All right.
Now, okay, so I have a large family. I have 5 children, me and my husband. And so, while I was looking, I was doing the expense sheet, and I know you said to put everything within reasonable, basically be reasonable with everything that we're doing. But I have a large family.
Well, if you got a large family, it's going to be reasonable. I mean,
right.
It's going to be reasonable for what fits you.
Right. Because I'm like,
here's a comparison. Here's a comparison. You got a husband and wife, and they looking for a $17 million home with a pool and a jet. That's not reasonable. Now you're taking advantage of the system. Now you're going to alert them like, really? Like, why are you really doing all of this? Not saying you can't have a jet, but are you going to be able to maintain it? Now, when you have children, a husband, a large family, it's definitely costing triple the amount for you to do anything. So
it's like every day I go to look at this expense form, and it's like a running tally. It keeps getting larger, and then I remember.
Yeah,
appliances,
but you have to.
Appliance warranties.
All of it. So I would say when you kind of get a Google, you Google it, you guesstimate what that is, you see the actual amount, add 20% to it, especially for the fact that you have a large family, especially you probably have to buy a bigger washing machine. You got to get one of them industrials, because believe me, when I had all my kids at home, I needed big washing machines. So
I already looked into bigger refrigerators, bigger freezers.
Yeah. So your expenses are going to be a little different than everybody else's that doesn't have a large family. But I can say,
to make sure.
Yeah, if let's say the IRS says, okay, why is she getting this? Well, here's her family. This is a list of who she's supporting. This is her documents. We got everything in order. It fits. No questions asked. We can prove the case. We can prove something if we needed to. I don't want to be in a situation where I got to say, well, I don't know. That's not a good answer. I don't know. No, I know why you're doing it.
Right. Yeah. So, because I was like, man, these prices, boy, I'm like, this is going to trigger somebody.
And I need to apologize, because I told somebody 90,000 was ridiculous, a little extreme for furniture. And I started really I decided to go look at some like custom furniture, different things like that. Yeah, it can run like that. So my apologies. I'm woman enough to say when I'm wrong. Crap is expensive out here now. I just don't shop like that anymore. So I will apologize. Yeah, I understand if you had 90,000 for some furniture, especially if you're getting it custom made. It's your choice to get it custom made. So, hey, long as we got a receipt, I don't care. Long as we got a receipt, long as we got proof that we did it, and that's what we did. I am not objecting to anybody's purchases.
One more question I have is that, so I want to do the baby deeds for my kids. So both me and my husband have to do all the paperwork together, correct?
You have to get them notarized together. One of you can type them out, but you make sure your name and his name is on there as the parents, their full name.
I'm talking about as far as the status corrections. Would we have to do the status correction in order to do the baby deeds?
You can just do the baby deeds if you want to, but make sure that you have at least your birth certificates and their birth certificates authenticated.
Okay. Can I get the kids authenticated now with them being underage?
You still can get them authenticated, because they're going to still, at least, here's the thing, you're going to have to do it one day, and they're going to do it one day. My daughter got all of the children's birth certificates authenticated, even though they're not of age. When they do become of age, they're already in position, because now she's treating them as her heirs. You're going to take that whole children thing out of your vocabulary. These are your heirs. Children are ward of the state. This is language that we have to start using. Your heirs need to be in position to accept their inheritance.
Awesome. That's all.
All right. Okay, Ezekiel.
Hey,
Judah.
greetings and salutations. Much gratitude. Thank you for inviting me here. I had a couple of questions. I want to start the process. And,
Yes.
the birth certificate is different from what's on the social. Is that an issue, or do I need to make a correction before? Do I already have a trust set up? Things of that
Only
nature.
thing you need to do is do an assumed name and capture every name that is yours.
I did. I think I covered that. So I just
Okay,
forward that to you so you could look over it if that's possible.
sure. Send it
And
to the Learning to Be Free and put review in caps on the for the assumed name. But you know what? My name changed when I was 6. So I had to capture several names. And of course, I was playing Elizabeth Taylor and getting married over and over again. But you have to capture every single name, even a nickname, even a studio name, your stage name. You have to capture every name in order to take ownership. So however it's on your social, however it's on your birth certificate, as long as you capture those names, you're good. And make sure you state which way that you're using that current name.
got you. So other question, how do I get on the Telegram link?
Okay, give me a couple weeks, because what I'm doing right now with the Telegram, because it's a little out of order, I'm trying to get it in order. Okay, I am trying to restructure, because the learning group is in level 1. I'm trying to move some people to level 2 so I can get it a little more organized, because everybody's kind of scattered. Everybody's on different levels, and I need to get group 1 as group 1. People that's been there need to get in group 2, and we're about to open a group 3 for the more advanced. So give me a couple weeks, and then the link will be back on the website.
So if I wanted to appoint you as a trustee for the situation, just go on the site and do the
Go to the
paperwork.
website. Yep. Well, give me till later on tonight, because I'm going to fix it. Someone said it wasn't working, and I actually tried it on my phone and it wasn't. So I have to see what's going on the website.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna take one more, because I want to go over these tax documents to make sure everyone is clear. Unless we can talk real fast. All right, Cherry.
Hi.
Hi.
Finally, I am from Trinidad and Tobago. I emailed you June month, and I asked you if this would work here in Trinidad and Tobago, which is the Caribbean, right?
You have a social security card, right?
We don't use social security in the Caribbean here. We use NIS. It's just like, yes, it's just like England. They have to use the NI card. We use our NIS card, which is national insurance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
This is my first time having to actually speak with you, because nobody here knows anything about this really.
Right.
I wanted to know what do I tell, let's say I want a house and a vehicle. What do I tell whoever is the seller or whatever? What is the process? How this thing really works? Because I realize it's a lot of people. I realize you have a lot of work to do. You're really busy. And if I am speaking to these people who selling house or into real estate or whatever, I have to give them some kind of time frame. I have to let them know what it is. I have to know how to speak when this thing is happening, because this thing is new to a lot of people. It's new to me.
Right.
And
right.
I really need to know what is the step by step for me and my family. Right? What is the first thing I do? And what is the second thing I do? If I see a really nice home, what do I tell these people? How do I approach them?
Okay.
Yes.
So first thing, do you have a living birth record?
A living birth record.
Like your birth certificate. Do you have a
I
birth
have a
certificate or a
birth
living birth record?
Yes, I have a birth certificate. I got it authenticated. It's I already filed my UCC one, right? Because a friend of mine had a class and she shared the information with us. A few of us here. So
Okay.
we organized our UCC, the copyright, your name,
Right.
whole harmless indemnity agreement, you know,
Yes.
security agreement and all of that.
Right.
I did all of that. So I'm in the
Okay.
process of
So you
changing my status. I'm in that
yes.
process.
So I would suggest the best way to deal with the realtor, I would suggest not even having to go directly to the realtor, because under the circumstances that they're probably not awake regarding the 1099. You would want to definitely have a trustee to handle that transaction for you. Let the funds be withdrawn. And then once those funds are available, then you would go through the process of looking for the land or property that you want to acquire. And
So,
then that would be the easiest way, because a lot of the realtors are not awake.
So how would I know that? Would I be able to communicate with you in that way? Because I mean, as I said, you're really busy and it's been a month or so before I actually had to speak to you. So how will I know right away this thing is happening or you got through or whatever?
Well, the wonderful thing is that I'm taking a lot of things off my plate. We have delegates that are handling a lot of things, because I know my position is going to change, where I will be communicating for everyone. So I have to put other people in position. So I actually haven't did any work today. This is the first day I didn't have anything to do. Okay. So my life is falling into place. The positions are falling into place where I will be in position to handle those things. Now, the way our system is being set up, that there are alerts, there are calendars, there are times for when your documents went in, and the alerts of when things have to be followed up on, and then when I have to communicate with you and send messages or make a phone call or do a visual. So everything is going to be set up automated, brain shutting down. But I will be able to be more available as a trustee to communicate. And this is what I'm moving into on this back end right now, as I'm getting rid of things off my plate and giving them to others, because now I'm going to be handling the responsibility of the transactions that have already started occurring and preparing things for communicating on your behalf.
Okay, I appreciate that. I know you have plenty on your plate, and I really know you have plenty.
I'm actually learning how to ease it off, sweetheart, and believe me, life is smooth and right out, because like I say, I always pray and ask Yah to lead me, and he's been smoothing things out very well. So there's no pressure, and I'm moving in position to do the trustee work that I'm supposed to be doing. So we're good.
Okay.
We're going to be very good.
Okay, so what's the first thing I'm supposed to do? I mean, what it is I'm supposed to do?
Okay, first you need to study this whole situation of why everyone has this opportunity. As long as you continue to study, and then have you practiced or have you completed a 1099?
I didn't hear you, you broke away.
I said, have you completed or attempted a 1099?
No, because I don't want to make any mistake, and I needed, like an example or whatever, because I really don't want to make any mistake, and
Okay, so I am going to make sure, do you have the email, do you have the web website address?
Yes, yes, I've been there. I've been looking around.
Okay. So I've put a few more templates together that I'm going to implement on the website between tonight and tomorrow. Some documents, some step-by-steps that I've been working on. So you will see a lot of new information in the next 24 to 48 hours. So just keep your eyes open for some more templates, some more examples, and some instructions of step-by-steps. We're also working on videos. The mods are working on information to also share in the Telegram, but when that is opened, again, it will be more organized and we should have our videos and everything in place so you'll be able to see those to help you along the way. We're kind of trying to smooth this journey out a little bit smoother with a help from a lot of people that are reaching out to assist us.
Okay, all right. So in the meantime, I'm studying and fill out, I'll receive instructions of how to fill out the 1099-A.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Okay. And then I just wait on you.
Yes, ma'am. You'll be seeing some stuff real soon. 24 to 48 hours, you should be able to have your templates. And there are some videos on there also. If you go to the social media page, you can click on those and you'll see videos that does give some information.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Solar construction. Okay. Kristen.
Hi, Miss Jackson. This is me, Kristen.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, I have two quick questions.
Yes.
I did my first I want to say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You break it down so great. Like oh my gosh, I just want to send you so much love. But anyways, I want to know, is there when I did the 1099 to pay off my car, I did the payoff amount. And now it's been probably like 2 weeks and they did accept it. I just learned from listening to you answering the other people's questions. So I don't need to know what to do next because I got it written down here.
Okay.
But I just wanted to know, is there any way that I can change the amount or should I just do another one? Is that possible?
You can, but you're going to have to start the whole process right over with them though.
I don't think I'm that far in the process. All I did was just it's my first 1099 and I just followed a video and it did get accepted. And, I was trying to, go to the next step after that, but I'm kind of worried that they'll be petty and, say, oh, well, you still owe an extra $1,000 or,
that's
whatever.
Why extend, even though they give you a payoff, count an extra 120 days just because. Not saying it's going to take that long, but you want to make sure that it's over the amount, because if they get it and it's done in a few weeks or a few months, you'll get reimbursed. So don't be afraid to extend those funds on there. Just do 120 days on the interest, because they do interest per day on a payout.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do another one and then
void that one out and do another one. Yep.
Okay. And my other question is, can I change my trust name? Because I just put Ross Ascending something. I didn't put Living Trust. And I just did it a few days ago. And they said they're gonna send it in the mail. Like, is there any way I can change the name?
You're gonna have to call them and ask them to, actually it should be a document that you can do a name change. I'm not 100%. Look on the IRS EIN website. It should give you directions to either have a form to change the name or make a name correction, or you may need to call them to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing the ID me right now because I was just like, I was trying to change it. Well, that's it. I just want to say thank you. And
you're very welcome.
Yeah, 1040V form, OID. What did you say about a 50? Do I need a 56 form with this or no? Just 1040V OID. Okay, and 1099B and
Yeah.
C won't hurt.
I would say,
Cover
yeah,
letter.
I would say do the cover, make a introduction letter, cover letter explaining what you need them to do. You tell them what they got to do with that. Give
Okay.
them the instructions, okay? Don't assume they know. You tell them what to do.
Okay. And then,
All
yes,
right.
I'm going to be contacting you to be my trustee after I'm done with my car. So yeah,
All
that's
right.
my name.
Sounds good. All right,
Thank you.
Kristen.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Have a good one. All right, I'm going to do okay, where did construction guy go? Solar construction, because you clicked off for a minute. And then Troy, you're next. Troy Bryant.
Hey, Miss Jackson.
Yes.
How you doing, goddess?
I'm doing wonderful, King.
Well, thank you. I just got 2 questions.
Yes.
I would like for you to pay my bills for me. And I got a property and a lot, and I want to do new construction solar. You know, that's
okay.
You know, so how do I estimate? You know, I got a blue sort of idea how much it would cost. You know, but I don't have it broken down like your sheets.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to need. But you know what? I don't have a problem with you guesstimating. Like you can guesstimate the amount, long as you're over the amount. You never want to be under.
Correct.
Going over is okay. Under is still gonna be a problem. So kind of write it down what you guesstimate. You can always kind of look it up. Just ask Google, hey, how much does this normally cost? Or what does this estimation is for this, and Google will tell you, and that'll help. I tell people, I use Google for a lot of stuff just to get an idea. So try that and just write down as much as you can, because that's going to help get everything close, if not on point, but it's to close enough.
Well, I had an architect to do, got the drawings, he gave me an idea how much it would cost to do the drawings and all of that,
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that costs.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was doing that.
So I didn't go into detail with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to communicate with you. And also I don't have a living trust, I have an express trust, and I have a 98 number. So how would do I need a living trust?
Well, long as I can use that to open your trust account, it's sufficient. That's how I look at it. Long as if it's a 98 or an 88, I can use that information to open your account.
No, I have an EIN, I have an express, I have my express.
Yeah.
But I don't have a living. I tried to open up the living and they gave me a 101. They sent me a number and I tried to communicate with them to do the living trust. But it's hard to communicate with them now.
That's true. That's true. But your 98, if you already have that, that's sufficient, because that actually is good that you have the 98, because then you can eventually turn it into a foreign estate, foreign trust.
Okay.
Which is our goal later. We're going to learn that. So you're good. You can use that. And see, I think someone had said that they were uncomfortable giving me their trust EIN, which didn't make sense to me. When you're giving me your social on a 1099, but you don't want me to have your EIN to open your bank account and handle your transactions. I couldn't understand that. And being a trustee, you have to trust me, because the situation is there's nothing I can do with your stuff. How about I don't want to?
Is there a difference between a trustee and a trust officer? What's the difference?
A trust officer it's really no difference from a trust officer from a trustee. The trust officer is more like an attorney authority.
Okay, because I work for the bank and I'm going through the process of becoming a trust officer with my bank.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know what the difference was between the two.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to be handling certain types of accounts, dealing with certain situations, more of a the officer that you're going to be making those adjustments and those decisions on certain things. They're making you responsible for certain types of accounts. A trust officer, it may be trust accounts. It's a possibility.
It is. It's
See?
multiple. Yeah, it's
Multiple accounts. Ah, so yeah, it's not too much difference. It's not. I just have a way bigger responsibility because you have assistants to assist you with their documentation, their reports, their statements. See, I'm gonna be, well, the system's gonna be doing all of that for me, but that's you have staff that's gonna be assisting you with those things.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not responsible for all of that. That's why the officer part is there. It keeps you limited. I don't get the limit.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Jackson, one more question. How do I get with you to do the bill pay and all of that? How do I communicate with you?
Okay, the first thing I need you to do is, as soon as I check on the website, I want you to go to the website and I want you to go to the additional service page, and that 1099 information form that is in there. I want you to click on that, get that document and complete it as much as you can. If you need to print it, you print it and take your time and write it out. And then you can scan it and email it back or fax it. And that way I'll have that. But that's the best way to get that information to me so I can review it. And if I need to contact you, I can.
Okay. All right.
If I have questions, because 9 out of 10, if I have some questions, I'm going to either email you or contact you.
Yes, I have all the information except the EIN number. I couldn't get the EIN number. So I got everything except that.
Well, if you have your 98, that should be sufficient.
No. I'm saying the bill pay for paying my bills, you know, like my taxes and
okay. Yeah. So you need to use your social for that though.
No, I need their EIN number.
Oh, for your bills. Okay, Google those. They come right up. Or you can go to, it's called edgarstate.gov. That's where you can find most corporations' EINs, or you just Google them. They come right up. Type in Comerica's EIN, State Farm's EIN. You can type it right in and they 9 out of 10 will come right up.
Okay, and just send it to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I got some 1099s too.
Well, send those with it.
Okay.
Put it all together because I prefer the expense sheets with the 1099s if you already have 1099s.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
All right, Mr. Troy Bryant.
How you doing, Ms. Jackson?
I'm excellent.
All right. I have a quick question. I started about 6 months ago with a company that's helping me do my processes and stuff. So I got my certificates back finally after about 13 weeks.
Yeah.
Got them back, but I'm at the point now where I need to do I did my trust already earlier in the steps, but now I want to put you as my trustee. So they're allowing me to go back now and change it. If I don't do it now, I keep moving on. I gotta pay $300 per change.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I paid a lot of money for this too, but I didn't run into you until about a month and a half ago. So I had started a while back. But first of all, I wanted your permission to do it, first of all. Then I wanted to go ahead and give them your information to be my trustee.
Sure.
So
sure, you can.
Can I send you an email and you can give it to me that way?
Yes, actually send it to my personal email, the K Jackson CEO.
So it's K Jackson
CEO
CEO
at that long ridiculous domain, JK private
JK. Okay.
advisory investments.com. I'm going to change. I promise y'all I'm changing that one day. It's going to be like 4 letters. I'm going to change it to something short. I swear I am. I hate it myself. I hate typing that out. I know y'all do. I hate typing it out. Lord, what was I thinking? I couldn't find nothing shorter at the time. And you know what? When this thing started jumping, I'm like, well, screw it. Let me just put the whole thing.
It's okay. It's in our head already. Don't change it.
Okay, don't change it. Okay.
It's in our head already.
Well, you know, when I say PAI, you know what it is. Private Advisory Investments, PAI. We're going to get some t-shirts. We down with PAI, you know. We got to get some t-shirts made. Okay.
I'll send you an email then, and then
please do. Please do
that because I want to get that. I want to be able to move on because now I got that back. I can move through pretty smoothly now. With the process. It's going to be about probably about 3 or 4 more months before it's complete. But they're real thorough. I mean, I'm glad I did use them to help me get the process done.
Yeah.
Right now, like I said, I wanted to put you in as my trustee, so I want to do it now while they're allowing me to do it for free.
While you're allowing you to do it. Okay, definitely. And please, when you email me, please put in the title regarding the personal trust, your personal trust. Okay. Because this way it's going to click in that I spoke to you regarding the personal trust that you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, because that's going to click in my head. That's what I'm saying, personal trust, because I don't know it's you, and that's regarding the one you've already started the process on.
Right, absolutely.
Cap letters for me, okay?
Got you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
Okay. How we got? I got 4 left. We're going to go through you. Let me see. Okay. Girl, get oh, you got to say your name for me. Grethesman. I don't know. I'm not chopping that up. Go ahead and unmute, girl. Where she go? It popped on the screen somewhere. There we go.
It's Gethsemane girl. Thank you so much for taking my call. I want to say something to you. I really, really appreciate your humbleness.
Oh,
and I'm grateful for you. So, you're more than welcome. Okay, I have a couple questions for you. I've been emailing and I haven't gotten a response back. So I know you're reading through the email. So it's still getting to me. But my questions are, do you want them all at one time or one at a time?
All at one time. All at one time.
All?
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, great. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, I currently have the copy. I fill out the 1099A. I did I got the B back with the watermark. I don't know how to get a copy without the watermark. Is that the 1096 without the watermark?
No. When it says approved or accepted, you go back into the system and you do it says either view or print. So when you see the one that says view, you hit that and that watermark should be gone, and that's the copy you send.
Okay, awesome. So, how can I get you to review my documents?
You have to get into you want me to do the 1099s review. So you have to put them in okay, doggone it, she gonna kill me. All right, we have put a hold on accepting the 1099s for a minute, but I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
What's today? So I'm going to say, and please don't quote me and don't let me piss off Valerie, but I'm going to say by August 1st, we're going to be accepting again. She gonna kill me. Why do you keep saying stuff? Okay, I'm hoping to be, if not before then, I'm looking at August 1st, reopening the opportunity to send in all the 1099s. So this is really giving everybody opportunity to make sure everything is in place, make sure everything is in order, making sure you're not triple sending emails because you made a mistake. This is giving everybody opportunity to study and make sure that everything is correct when submitted. Okay, so by August 1st, because we're finishing up some batches that were sent, and right now I'm kind of comparing the documents to, some people didn't send their processing fees. So I'm in the midst of putting that together to send out emails. So we're finishing up the first batch of 1099s that went out. Then we're going to start working on the next batches. So
August 1st. So where
August
do I,
1st,
where do you want me to send it?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Where would you like for me to send it to on August?
You're going to
1st?
send it to the PAI 1099A review@gmail.com. Now that is only for 1099s and the expense sheets. Do not send a 1099 without the expense sheet, because we want to compare the information, make sure everything lines up, make sure everything is correct. Once you do that and we say you have been PAI approved, then you send every document, your identification, your certificates, everything else, the revocable trust copy. That's when you make an account on the website. And that way, when I need those things, they are there for me to grab.
So for the discharge, is it different from the 1099 A, B, C?
Say that again.
For the discharge, are you supposed to be filling out a 1099 A, a 1099 B, or a 1099 C?
The B is going to be processed once you do the A, and that's what you send to them on top of them getting the A. But I'm suggesting try sending a C also, because that is a discharge of debt document. I'm extending some stuff. I never said do that one before, but I'm saying, I've been doing some more reading, some more research, and I'm like, hey, it's not going to hurt anything. And if they want to tax you on it, because most people are like, well, don't do the C because they're going to tax you. Who cares? We're going to take it out your trust anyway. Let's send it and see if we can go ahead and get those discharged faster.
Okay. So
I
I'm
want
going
to share an example of the C.
2 weeks.
I'm going to do that soon. So I don't want anybody just jumping and doing a C until I get it out there to you, because I'm actually putting a template together. So just because I said it, don't jump out and do it until I put it out there. Okay.
But it's okay to take the 1099.
Say that again.
It's
Yeah,
okay
do
to
the 1099A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. On your website, do you have all of these forms? Because I noticed that you said to put it together is a 1099A, the living trust. Because when I went to apply for my EIN, it was not, I didn't use the all caps and living trust, and I couldn't pull it up. It was asking me for different things, but I'm gonna try that now. And so I have the 8855, the form 56, and the 1040V. I can get all those forms and download it on 1099 online.
I'm not sure about that on 1099 1099 online. I do see a lot of different ones, but I did not see a 1040V and all of that on there. You go to the irs.gov. That's where every document is there.
Okay. Order. Okay.
You don't have to order anything unless you're ordering a 1099 hard copy, which I'm still waiting on the A's. But you can go on 1099online.com to do the 1099A.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
but your other ones, there are links on the website to go to the IRS website to get those 56, 1041, and the 8855.
Okay, now I'm in Pennsylvania. So when I called to get a birth certificate, they said they didn't have a long copy. They said they only have 3, which is the standard, the expanse, and a comprehensive. And they told me to check off other on the application and put in there all information available. I did as they instructed me, and I did not get the time of birth. I did not get the doctor's name. I didn't get any of that information. And I specifically requested, I also went to my state representative's office, and had them, I filled it out in front of them. I told them they knew nothing about it. They called their contact into the Vital Records in Harrisburg, and the girl who answered the phone, who does all this, she didn't know anything about it. And she said, well, I think you should just follow the lead from the Vital Records Department when I called them. And so that's what I did. And then I still didn't get anything back. I mean, back correctly as you're stating as long.
Okay. Sometimes they don't even have long, depending on where you're from, what year frame you were born. Sometimes they don't even have a long form.
Yeah,
okay.
1950.
Yeah, you probably don't have a long form.
So how do I get around that?
You just, honestly, if you have your birth certificate, use your current birth certificate. Don't worry about that, because I could not find a long form for myself.
Okay.
Okay, I still haven't had a response or anything else. So I just went on and used my black print, my black page bond paper birth certificate and went from there.
Okay.
So don't let that stop you because it's not the long version, because some generations didn't get a long version. Some people did, some people didn't. I didn't get one either.
I didn't get one. Yeah, exactly. Now, also, I have a disability child in my care. It is my grandchild, and he's 19. Can I file for him on his behalf?
You have,
my daughter,
legal custody?
Yes, I have both physical and legal custody. My daughter passed, and I have her youngest child.
Okay, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ed. All right. You're good. We're good.
Well, I was
All right.
gonna ask. I received
I
a 1099-C for a debt I had already paid for this year.
That's for you to file taxes on at the end of the year for. That's what they sent that to you for. So you need to do a 1099 for that that C copy.
But I mean, I hear what you're saying, but the debt is already was paid off. I paid it off.
You paid it off, so you want that money back.
So they sent me a refund, and so that's one of those accounts that I sent in with that to the IRS. That's one of the accounts, and I was so confused. I was perplexed. I was like, why did they send this to me when this account is paid off?
Okay, yeah, because it was considered that they sent you the C for tax purposes to have you file it. See, that's when you do what they call a tax assessment. You assess all your expenses for the whole year, and you put that in there, and you put that on a 1099 and try to get all that money back. But we'll go into that later. Let me finish up these last couple people, because it's already 2 o'clock and I haven't even went over documents, and I gotta eat dinner. Okay, Ed. Ed, you available? Okay, Eric Brown.
Good evening. How you doing, Ms. Jackson?
I'm doing excellent. And yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for all that you do. First of all, we appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure to do this for us. For us, yes.
Yeah. So 2 questions. My first question is this about the authentication of the birth certificate. So I was adopted. I was adopted when I was 11 years old. And the birth certificate that I have is the one that has my adoptive mother's name on it. So would that be a problem if I'm trying to I'm trying to get my original birth certificate. However, it might be a issue trying to get it.
When you are adopted, now, even though my adoption was through my mom getting married and my stepfather adopting me and my sister, they still closed my original birth certificate. So it was clearly almost impossible to try and get that birth certificate. The only reason I got it is because my mom gave it to me, the original one. So once you are adopted, that is very, very hard to open that door to get that. So I would say use what you got and move forward, because you will be waiting some years to try to get your original the adopted birth certificate. I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm. And see, so I have some adoption records, but I don't have all of them. So it's just long story. Don't need to be said.
Okay, here's a question. Are you trying to go back to your original information, your original name, your original stuff? Are you trying to utilize that to go back to it or capture it? What is the reason for trying to get all of that?
I mean, just so I can have it, because I know it's out there somewhere.
Right. Okay. So I would say you don't have to wait to continue your process, because that is more of your personal goal to do that, and which is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Accomplish that goal, but use what you have right now to move forward. Okay.
Okay, and my second question is this. So I would have to go through the county, the state, and what other office to get it authenticated?
You don't have to go through the county. You go through the state and federal. The state covers the county, so you don't have to go to the county. Okay.
All right, that was all. I just want to know about that.
All right.
So I wouldn't have to be going through loopholes trying to figure out how to get this.
Yeah, because that's a journey in itself, believe me. Because I literally was, even though I wasn't adopted, I was still adopted by my stepfather, and it closed my records. Because my name was Gladys Riley, and I didn't like Gladys growing up. Okay. I don't feel like a Gladys. So, so in school, 6 years old, I'm not responding because I hate the name Gladys. Gladys wasn't kicking in. It sounded like an old person name to me as a kid. So, I didn't like it. So at 6 or 7, somewhere in there, Mom changed the name to Kilita. Okay. Then when I got adopted by my stepdad, that whole name, Gladys, I don't even know where that, I've never seen that birth certificate with Gladys on it, thank God. But that's sealed. Yeah, that one is sealed, and I'm not looking for it. So, but I'm just saying, I couldn't open it if I wanted to. It was because I was trying to find all that information, because I was trying to clear up some things and capture things. I couldn't even use that name to capture because it's nowhere to be found. There's no record of me as that person.
Okay. Oh, I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So I was looking into so I've just been doing some studying, looking over some stuff. Cause I like to know stuff. I'm very curious, like to know stuff.
Me too. That's how I got into this.
And I was looking about the off ledger, on ledger for Social Security.
Yes.
So can you kind of like I was looking at it, and I know that they say that you can't really get security until you're retired and stuff like that. But I was looking at something online, and it was saying that you can actually apply but you have to go through some loopholes. Because I was looking at it.
Yeah, you got to go through some major loopholes to access getting your Social Security ahead of time, and then they want to try to tax you on it. Because I was reading that too. But when you turn, I think it says 60, 62, you have 2 opportunities in your lifetime to request a on and off ledger statement.
Okay.
Now, with asking for an on or off ledger statement, They're going to play nuts. They're going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're telling them, I'm very well aware that there's an on ledger and off ledger balance. I would like to know both. I need to know what the balance is on record and off record. And 9 out of 10, what they will do is try to offer you a settlement of an amount so they don't have to disclose to you what the real balance is. But you only can ask them twice in your life.
Mm.
Did you read that part?
No, I didn't read that part. So who would you ask about that?
A Social Security administrative officer, manager, someone that is definitely not just your regular representative. You want to go to an upper level Social Security administrator. You want to talk to them face to face. That's nothing you want to talk to them on the phone because they are recording and they're not going to mention anything about it over a phone.
Right.
They're not going to even acknowledge what you're talking about over a phone, especially when it's being recorded.
Okay. And I'm sorry, one more question, one more last question.
Okay.
And then this is the last question. So I was watching a TikTok video and you mentioned something very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You said you was talking about something with the criminal justice system and something about getting your you said something about people's records getting expunged before 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have the right to clear stuff ahead of time. I mean, it's anywhere from 3 to 5. It's in their books.
Mm-hmm. And so I called the state of Florida's FDLE.
Mm-hmm.
And they and so they were, so we went over everything and stuff like that. So they sent me the paperwork and everything and stuff like that. So, and I was explaining to them the stuff that I read online and the stuff that the stuff that you mentioned on your TikTok videos, and they were clueless, like, we don't know what you're talking about.
But did you compare? Now, I was stating from the state of Michigan. You have to look up your state's rules and regulations because every state is different.
This was state of Florida.
Okay, so you did research Florida's information.
I did, and
okay.
It's something similar to Michigan, and they still were acting clueless.
Oh, you could have printed it out and sent it to them. Like, here, hey, let me fax this to you. It's on your stuff. See, this is the thing. When you start using this is what this is all about, people. This is why it's legal and lawful, because you are going to learn to use their so-called laws, codes, regulations. You're going to utilize this information that they have given us, and you're going to use it not to say against them, but let them know you're aware of the information. That's what they do, is play on our ignorance of the information that they have provided for us. And you can say, well, officer, like I've said this recently. Officer was like, oh, Miss Jackson, your lights wasn't on. I say, but yours was. What is it an emergency? Because according to your codes, you weren't supposed to turn them lights on unless it's an emergency. I'm like, I ain't in no danger. Why are you turning your lights on? Oh, I just wanted to get your attention. I'm like, you could have blew your horn, but yeah, it's another car. I don't know how to turn lights on yet. So, but he let me go about my business. But you have to know certain things. You have to start studying there. We're all about to be lawyers. How about that? Without the little piece of paper. That piece of paper don't mean crap. We are about to be lawyers, people, because we're going to be able to run this stuff down. This is what self-governing represents. You representing yourself, you handling your own business, you telling them what they need to do, not them telling you. And you are in the right because you know the rules and regulations, the codes. Those UCC, they'll use that USC codes. Come on, this is how this country functions, and we got to learn their language and use it against them like they use it against us. Don't mean to say use it against them, but I'm saying use it to our benefit. So that's going to be very important in our studies. This is, like I said, this is not for the weak and the weary or the Russian and the impatient, because this is a study group. This is not do a 1099 and you on your way and I'm letting you out here and just doing whatever. And then you end up with, you know, messed up a case or something. You ain't coming back on me. I'm not letting it happen. You're going to learn what you need to learn in this group as you fulfill your accomplishments and your goals to be out of debt and continue to be that way and continue to know how to live like this for not only your children, your grandchildren, and generations to come. This is what this is for. So we got a long way to go. And hey, I hope everybody ready for this journey. Okay, I got April. Stancil, I think we already talked, but I'm gonna go to McCormick after this, and these are the last ones because we didn't get to go over any documents, so we're gonna have to do it on the next class. Or actually, I'm going to make a video regarding each document, and it's going to be on the website. So this way, there's no questions, there's no concerns. It'll be right there, each document, and you'll be able to go over that and play it back and back, however you need to do. I'll go over it and do it for you, okay? I promise to have that done within this, it'll be done this week in a few days. So that way you don't have to worry about it. Okay, April. You ready, April?
Yes. Good evening.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Quick question. Can someone
Yes.
who is over 65 and is drawing Social Security, can they use the 1099-A process to buy a house?
Yes, they can. Yep. And don't have to worry about their Social Security at all. Don't, you don't have to mess with that. That is already their money.
I wasn't sure because I thought I had read something or heard something where when you turn 65, like that's when the Social Security office renegotiates your contract. So,
well, I tell you what, why don't you have the person that's over 65 ask them for it on ledger and off ledger balance.
Well, they're
and
not
let's see how much they offer to not give that information, and maybe you'll have everything you need to buy a house and some.
Because she's 81, so I know I thought 65, either 18 or 65, that they give out that information, those two particular ages.
Mm-hmm.
But I just
not
wasn't
18 because you haven't accumulated enough to even talk about it. 18, 65 and up, you can ask that. Actually, if she is still has clarity and good standards, I would say have set up a meeting with the administrator of the Social Security office and have her ask for a on and off record, on ledger, off ledger statement. Okay. And then you may get a settlement for the money you need for it to buy a house. She's in position to do that.
Okay.
See what happens. Yeah. Tell them and look up the information regarding on and off ledger. Look up as much information on Social Security as you can find so you can put something together to present to them that you know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And I'll, you know, if down the line we start getting into that, I'll be able to give you some guidance. But I'm not going to promise that right now because I'm not going to put nothing else on my plate. But try to do your research and look into that, and definitely check on and off ledger information. It's out there under DuckDuckGo. You're not gonna find it under Google.
Okay, thank
you.
Okay.
Does the birth certificate have to be authenticated for you to receive any of this information that you're stating for the Social Security?
No, because that Social Security is what it is regardless. Okay, people coming in and they gonna have to. It's time to go. I'm not letting nobody else in the group, and we getting ready to shut down. I apologize for. Well, actually, I'm not apologizing because we need to get these questions out the way. So it is what it is. All right, McCormick, my video lady. Hey.
Hey, what's going on? I appreciate you, sugar. Okay.
I know you do. I know you do.
All right. So I got a lot of questions. Many pertain to my deceased mom, because I know I'm trying to take over her trust, and it hasn't been 2 years yet. It will be in August.
In August.
8th.
Okay.
So,
did you do those documents I mentioned? You still can do the 56 to 1041 and do her trust. You did all those yet?
I don't know how to fill out the revocable trust for her, because when it talks about the revocable trust, I put her name, and then at the bottom, do I put my name?
It's her revocable trust. Actually, I think your steps may be a little bit different, because you're going to be the trustee over her trust. You're developing, but you're going to do an estate. You're not going to do a trust because she's already deceased. Do an estate.
Okay, estate.
Okay.
For the trust.
Do an estate. That way, because the trust would be considered a living trust. She's not alive. So do an estate, and you still get that EIN, but you need that to access and have an account for her assets, but that 56 needs to be in as her fiduciary, and that 1041 as her fiduciary and trustee.
Okay.
Now, did you contact the Social Security office yet regarding her estate, regarding her Social Security?
No, from what I just learned, I gotta be face to face with them.
Well, still contact them and set up the meeting and let them know that you're contacting them regarding your mother's Social Security account, and you'd like to schedule this meeting, and ask them, what do you need to bring? Ask them a few questions regarding the Social Security account. Just set it up so this way they won't be, well, they're gonna get side guarded anyway, but just get a meeting set up where you can go in and talk to them, or they might do a virtual, the way things are these days. But don't go into detail over the phone, because it's recorded and they're gonna play crazy.
Okay.
But also do some research on the is some information on the Social Security office, Social Security website regarding deceased parents.
What if you have a deceased sibling? How does that apply? Does the parents have to do it, or
the parents have to do it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you still want me to do those videos, or?
Yes, right now the mods are putting some things together, because I don't want you to step in and they're kind of just moving everything around right now, because I don't want you to get confused of what's going on. So as soon as they have a pattern together or a process together, they're going to share that with you so it can be laid out quite smoothly. Okay. So we are working on that, and you will be getting in there to assist with putting it, so you can lay out the video properly.
Okay. Do I get my mother's birth certificate authenticated? Because they authenticated her death certificate.
Did they?
They did.
That's interesting. Yeah, the death certificate is authenticated. Yeah, you should do the birth certificate too. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
do that.
What are the steps as far as the status correction? Is the 56, the 1041, the 1040, the 8855, and are those the documents I need for status correction? Oh, those are the ones for 1099, right?
That is to put the government, to put the IRS on notice that you've developed your trust, and that I am your trustee, and that you are preparing to use your trust account. Because that's what that 1040 is putting me in position, and that 8855 to say, okay, I'm about to use my trust. I'm setting up my trust account. So you're putting the government on notice that this is what's about to happen. Okay. So this way, if anything, go on and they want to check, it's legitimate because everything is in place. You got your EIN for your bank account, because you got to have that or it's fraud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can't, and I realized that, like, I was, I'm gonna open this trust account, and even though my banker, I was like, dude, you didn't tell me I had to have an EIN. And he was like, Oh, well, I figured it was going, no, we ain't figuring nothing. I'm like, oh, I'm on it. That's okay. I'm gonna make sure everybody got the EIN because we're not having no problems.
Yeah. So I did my revocable trust. I mean, I gotta send it to you. And then I got my EIN and I filled out all of my 56 and all that other stuff. And I think I sent it to the wrong email. I sent it to the PAI and I'm supposed to send it to another email, correct?
For the revocable trust?
For the revocable trust, for all my other documents besides
all your other
the
documents.
1099.
Okay, you can actually set up your account on the website. Things that don't have to be reviewed, like the revocable trust, your certificate, anything like that, set it up on your account, upload it, because I can always access it that way when I need it. The 1099s for the review, it goes to the PAI 1099 review Gmail account, so we can make sure everything's in order.
So
but we already looked at yours, didn't we?
Not the other document, not the documents. The 1099s, yeah, but not the document.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Just
So,
go
but it
ahead.
only
You want me
takes
to
one-
review them? Go ahead and send those to me. Send it to the KJ CEO, K Jackson CEO one. And put in big caps, per CEO, review these docs.
Okay.
Because that way I know I told you to do it. I need cap letters. I see what I put everything in caps. Okay, let me go ahead because I gotta go. I'm about to get in
Ms.
trouble.
Jackson, yeah, I
Yes.
wouldn't be long. I wanted to know, can I email you about some personal information?
Yes, you can. To the K Jackson CEO at KJ Private Advisory Investments.com.
What I should put as the subject?
CEO, Cherry, put Cherry so I know it's you. Info. CEO per CEO Cherry. Just all you need to put per CEO Cherry in caps for me.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate
all right. This is the last one. Janice, you are the last one. And we didn't went a long way. All right, let's go, Janice. You're the last one for tonight. And like I said, I'll do this video on the documents so you guys don't have to worry about it. We won't have to just go over them. I will go step by step to make it easy. All right, Janice.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, ma'am.
The question was answered in the chat.
Okay.
I asked if I already had an EIN number, if I needed to get another one. And it's not a 88 or 98 number, so I'm guessing I need to get another one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's going to be the legal account, the legal trust for me to open your bank account for your funds to be accepted in. If that's not in place, they will send your funds back.
Okay.
And then they're going to question me because it's not set up properly. Okay. All right, people.
And I really, truly appreciate you.
No problem. And you know what, people, I'm glad we had this opportunity to get these questions answered. And hey, we're doing good. We're on the right path. And I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here so we can learn and open up doors for other opportunities for other people. And I appreciate you guys. I see faces that's been here from the beginning. Michael, I see you in the background all the time. All right. Y'all have a good night. You're very welcome.
You have a good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.